Most people think being rich means earning more. The Japanese have quietly believed something completely different for centuries. Being rich is not about the number in your account. It is about the number of moments in your day that feel like enough. And in the next few minutes, I want to walk you through 3 Japanese ideas that will change the way you think about money, spending, and what enough actually means. None of them require a budget spreadsheet. None of them require sacrifice, and not one of them costs a single thing to start. Let us begin. The first idea is a word most people outside Japan have never heard: danshari. Danshari is made of 3 Japanese characters. The first means refuse, the second means discard, the third means separate. Refuse what you do not need. Discard what no longer serves you. Separate yourself from the desire to own more. But do not confuse this with minimalism. Danshari is not about empty shelves or white walls or aesthetically photographed apartments. It is about your relationship with desire itself. Most of us move through the world in a state of quiet wanting. We see an ad and we want. We see a friend's new bag and we want. We open our phone and we want. And every small want becomes a slow leak in our bank account. Danshari teaches something revolutionary: the ability to see a beautiful thing and simply let it belong to someone else. To notice desire rise inside you and choose not to act on it. This single skill, practiced daily, will save you more money than any budgeting app ever invented. Here is your first practice. The next time you feel the urge to buy something, do not fight it, do not judge it, do not even try to resist it. Just wait 72 hours. Write down what you wanted and come back to it 3 days later. You will be stunned how often the thing you were completely certain you needed feels entirely unnecessary by Wednesday. That pause, those 3 quiet days, is the most profitable habit you will ever build. The second idea is where things get deeper: shisoku. Shisoku means to know sufficiency, to understand in your bones the precise moment when you have enough. This sounds simple until you realize that most people will go their entire lives without ever learning it. We chase the next raise, the bigger house, the newer phone, the updated wardrobe, not because we genuinely need these things, but because we have never taught ourselves where the finish line actually is. Without shisoku, you can earn $1 million a year and still feel poor. With shisoku, you can live on a modest income and feel unreasonably wealthy. There's an old saying carved into a stone basin at Ryoanji Temple in Kyoto. It reads simply, "I alone know contentment." Not "I alone am rich," not "I alone have succeeded." I alone know contentment. Because the people who have truly learned this understand that contentment is not something you find outside yourself. It is something you define on purpose from within. Here is your practice. Take out a piece of paper this week and write down in honest detail what your enough actually looks like. How much money in savings feels like enough? What size home feels like enough? What lifestyle would honestly feel like enough? Because the moment you define enough, you stop being owned by more. And that single act might be the closest thing to financial freedom you will ever experience. The third idea is the one that transforms frugality from something that feels like sacrifice into something that feels like luxury: shun. Shun refers to the Japanese practice of living in rhythm with the seasons. In Japan, every season brings its own food, its own flavors, its own quiet rituals. Strawberries in spring, cold noodles in summer, chestnuts in autumn, hot pot in winter. Because the Japanese eat what is naturally in season, naturally abundant, naturally fresh, naturally cheap, they eat extraordinarily well without ever spending extraordinarily much. But shun is not only about food. It's a philosophy that quietly saves money in almost every corner of your life. Why buy tropical fruit shipped across the world when local fruit is in peak season and half the price? Why blast the heater in spring when a light sweater and an open window cost nothing? Why force your life into an artificial climate when the real one right outside your door is completely free? Living in rhythm with the seasons is one of the oldest forms of wealth on Earth. And in a modern world that sells us strawberries in December and air conditioning in March, choosing to live with the seasons is quietly one of the most radical financial decisions you can make. Here is your final practice. Pick one thing, just one, and let it follow the season instead of your habits. Eat what is growing near you right now. Dress for the weather instead of fighting it. Go to bed when it gets dark, at least once this week. Notice what happens. Notice how much less you spend. Notice how much more you feel. Because this is the hidden heart of Japanese financial wisdom. Danshari, Chisoku, Shun. Refusal, sufficiency, rhythm. 3 quiet practices that together allow a person of modest means to live a life that feels impossibly full. Being rich was never about the number in your account. It was always about the number of moments in your day that feel like enough. If this shifted something in the way you see money, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And if you want more on how the world's wisest cultures quietly build lives of freedom, simplicity, and peace, subscribe. There's a lot more coming. See you in the next one.